Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming, and something out Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to Let's Play episode of Wayfinder. We're on Chapter 4 now, y'all. The latest update just dropped, so let me go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. I leave the room to throw some popcorn in the microwave and grab my game console and extra controller. After setting up the console, Arkin and I watched some comedy movies on cable while eating popcorn, and then after a few hours I showed him how to play one of my favorite games. Surprisingly, he picks it up faster than I expected. It's a fighting game, and he finds a character that he thinks looks cool and ends up winning a few rounds. The rest of the night gets away from us, and eventually I find myself dozing off. Good night, Finn. Good night, Arkin. Unlocked bonus content. Thursday, October 20th, Chapter 4. Intricate. Tucker trails me as I head toward my first class of the day. Arkin and I had scarcely split ways after breakfast when I was set upon by poor fortune as Tucker stepped out from behind a vending machine. About 5 feet from the next set of double doors when he speaks up. "Why didn't you read my note? I needed to meet with you, Finn." Tucker grabs at my shoulder. I spin toward him. "I don't want to hear it!" I swat Tucker's hand away from me. He retreats a bit, but his glare remains. Tucker reaches into his pocket for something, but I turn to walk away. "Finn, please, I really need you to hear me out." "I'm not doing this right now. I have class, Tucker. Don't follow me again." I turn to walk through the nearby doors when I feel a strong grip on my forearm. Tucker pulls me back and turns me to face him, pushing me back against the wall behind him. "I'm not letting you go without hearing what I have to say, Finn. Please." "Do I need to scream? Because I will. I promise this whole thing will make sense. Please, Finn." Being this close feels conflicting. I'm not that uncomfortable, but I'm not feeling extremely safe either. I lock eyes with Tucker. He seems genuinely concerned about something. His eyes are pleading with me. Honestly, they sort of move me. Something in this man is begging to be let out. I know it might all be honeyed words, trickled truths, and convenient lies, but it couldn't hurt to hear him out, could it? A silent cadence overtakes us as our eyes study each other's. Tucker seems to figure out I'm waiting for him to speak. "Are you—" "1 minute." He gasps, seemingly in relief. "No more, no less, and it's already started." "Yes, thank you, Finn. I promise this will make sense." "Tucker!" 55 seconds. Tucker swallows audibly and nods. "Finn, the night you and I fought, I was struggling with something pretty serious, and I wasn't exactly in the right state of mind." His eyes search around as if trying to look for words. "My father found out about us, and because of that I had to lie to protect you. That didn't work out completely, though, and it backfired, so I wanted to warn you, but..." He struggles to speak and breathes in. "I was almost too late already. I can't risk your safety anymore. I promise, everything I've been doing has been to keep you..." "Time's up, Tucker. Honestly, you wasted that whole minute." "Finn, no, Stop. I already knew half of that, and the other half doesn't necessarily even add up. You were dealing with something serious? So you what, turned up drunk and threw a book at my head instead of explaining any of this the night of? It's not adding up here, Tucker. I wasn't drunk. Disoriented, yes, but not drunk." I scoff. "Bullshit, you were stumbling your way around and kept growling." Tucker looks away and closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them, he turns and locks them with mine. "I can't explain that right now, but I promise, Finn, Then you could at least explain why you're constantly harassing me with those lunkheads." Tucker's eyes will open and a look of shock overtakes him. He seems to be struggling to speak, but then his expression becomes resolute. "I wanted to keep you safe, Finn. I told you, my father found out about us, so I joined the football team at my father's request. I've been trying to make the team think I hate you to keep my father appeased. So this is some kind of game? What? You're trading what? The caring, real, and honest connection we share for some assholes who your dad funds to keep him happy? Is this your way of protecting me? If this is your way of protecting me, please stop. I don't want to be involved, and I have new friends who I'd rather focus on. They'll at least keep you and your goons away most of the time." "You mean those weird new students? What are you even doing with them, Finn? They won't be able to keep you safe. This is a serious threat." I scoff again. "So serious yet you can't stop being vague about it? I want to tell you, it's just... And I'd appreciate you not shit-talking my friends. They've done a hell of a lot more than you have to protect me." I remember the day before and decide to ask a question. "Why did you call Gerald a flea bag? Tucker, what do you know about him?" "What, I didn't call him a flea bag..." "Wait, who told you that? Was it him?" "No, it wasn't. Bjorn told me." "Bjorn, tall when he looks old enough to be the instructor? How did he hear from that across the room? Those guys..." Tucker's eyes narrow in on mine. I'd forgotten he's been holding me against the wall until now. "I don't like them, Finn. You need to stay away from them. They have a strange smell about them." I'm about to quit back, but he presses a finger to my lips and seemingly notices something through the door. I see his ear twitch and he grimaces. Tucker lets me go and turns to walk away. "I wasn't calling the short one a flea bag." "What was that about?" Tucker moves to the double door leading into the next hallway and peers in through the glass. He turns to me, his eyes locking with mine, expressing something that catches me off guard. A look of worry. His intentions are there. I can feel them. Protection. I'll show you later, I promise. He walks through the doors before I can even question his meaning. Take the long way to class, Finn. Tucker shuts the door from the side he's on, and through the glass I can see him moving something near the handles. He looks at me through the glass, his eyes full of an emotion that's hard to read, but his face otherwise stoic. Then he turns and runs away, in a direction my view won't allow me to follow. I walk to the doors to open them, trying to get through. They won't budge. It doesn't feel like they're locked, though. The door handles turn well enough. They just don't allow the door to open somehow. Maybe Tucker put something in front of the door to block it. Asshole. I turn to walk back down the hall I entered from. Guess it's a long way to class for me. Class is uneventful, and I thankfully don't run into Tucker afterward. There seems to be some commotion from the direction of the hallway Tucker and I were arguing, but I need to go the other way to get to the cafeteria, so I decide to ignore it. After walking for a few minutes, I come across Arkin and Gerald having a discussion. Arkin is standing with his hands in his pocket facing Gerald, who is leaning against a locker, cross-armed. They don't seem to notice my approach. He is not one of us, Arkin. You know this to be true. Gerald waves a finger at Arkin solemnly. Do not get too close. You will be burned. He returns his hand to his arm. Arkin puts his arms on either side of Gerald's head, leaning in. I can see the shorter wolf tense up a bit. You need to give him a chance. Arkin seems concerned and desperate. He's trying his best, like all of us. Gerald scoffs and rolls his eyes and looks in my direction and straightens up. Oh, Finn, you... Arkin turns to see me and pushes off the locker away from Gerald. He smiles and waves. Hey, Finn, how's your day been so far? Were they talking about me? I stare through them for a moment and shake off the stupor. Hey, yeah, class was good. My voice shakes, but I clear my throat. I guess I can pretend not to have heard. Sorry, I had a frog in my throat. Class was good, but I ran into Tucker beforehand after you and I split up, Arkin. Arkin's eyes widen. He moves closer to me. Did he hurt you? I'm so sorry. I should have stayed, but... I wave him off. No, he didn't hurt me. He was just being cryptic and then blocked my door, stopping me from getting to class the normal way. He put something in front of the door or whatever. Gerald looks to Arkin, and Arkin returns the glare. What? Gerald approaches, pointing the direction from which I was walking. The door at the far end of this hall. I turn and nod. Yeah, down that way and around the corner a bit. Arkin speaks up, his voice wavering a bit. Finn, that hallway door wasn't blocked. I shrug. So maybe he moved the chair up. No, Finn, listen to me. It wasn't blocked. There was a metal bar wrapped around the door handles. That hallway was a bloody mess. I stop breathing for a moment. Turning, I look to the other hallway with dread. Did Tucker get attacked? Thinking back, he seemed to know something was up. Was he warning me? I look at Gerald and Arkin. Tucker went down that hallway. Did either of you find out what happened there? I overheard a staff member mention that the cameras in that hall have been offline since early this morning. However, I could not tell you what that means. Arkin looks just as puzzled as Gerald. I sigh. You both have glamour magic that can interfere with cameras, right? Arkin nods. Yes, the elders have decreed that we need to keep a glamour of haze up using intention magic while traveling, just to be sure. It prevents us from being recorded in the world by any means, although the veil would be enough before these cameras were invented by your people. The veil? That's a new term to me. Wait, no. Arkin mentioned it a couple days ago, before the howling. I pocket the question for a moment. Well, someone taking the cameras offline would do that as well, just on a larger scale. Nobody in that hallway would have been recorded at all the entire time they were down. Arkin makes an O and Gerald nods. I was thinking something of the sort. It seems to have been a planned endeavor. No victim was found, nor was any sort of attacker. The staff member I overheard mention it might have been a prank, whatever such a thing might be. A prank is, well... Actually, I'll tell you later. Gerald, you mentioned a veil. Gerald nods and looks me in the eye. Yes, the veil is a protective barrier between the mortals of your realm and its... well, denizens, the ones who are not of this realm and merely inhabit it. It's a massive, entirely worldwide woven spell. The Fae crafted it to protect the interests of the mortal realm from outside influence. Gerald tilts his head. Of course, there are still those hidden among our number under glamour of their own, likely acting in self-interest. Oh, like politicians and military leaders and other people in power? Arkin and Gerald nod. Well, fuck. That's a bit underhanded. We've been having dealings with who knows what and thinking they're human the whole time. How many major decisions have been made for humans all outside of their control? Arkin looks worried, and Geralt shakes his head. I know that such things are worrisome, but if you want to be able to deal with matters such as this in Midgard, we first need to handle the matter of finding a new leader for our people. I raise an eyebrow. Geralt sighs. Arkin seems lost too, but then he makes an O with his mouth. Right, because we'll be able to assign an ambassador between realms. That way we can assign someone to take care of that kind of stuff for us. Who would hold any sort of authority in this realm? Who would even have the ambassador meet with? Geralt shakes his head. A matter for another time. We look at Geralt, who seems to be bothered that we don't understand his meaning. The hallway. We need to decide what to do about it. Arkin nods, laughing. Right, I forgot. What did the hallway look like exactly, Arkin? Did you hear anything else, Geralt? Arkin speaks up first. Like I said, there was a bar wrapped around the door handles. Blood was all over the walls and lockers in that hall, and there was a broken window and debris from broken tables and such. The blood smelled really bad. A metal bar. Must have been the security bar from the nearby exit door. I assume since the staff thought it was a prank, they haven't found anyone who was hurt. Not that there wasn't an investigation, police or anything. Where do they think the blood came from, Geralt? Geralt raises his brow and looks towards me. Yes, I forgot to mention this. The staff member said that it must have been the blood of a pig. Do you think someone may have staged this scene? Tucker, perhaps? I don't know. I'm worried that Tucker might have been injured, but I don't want to share this with Arkin and Geralt. Will they think I'm weird for not wanting Tucker to be hurt? Finn, is aught amiss? No, everything's alright. Sorry, just thinking. If no body was found and everything seems like it was a prank, then maybe we can just forget about this. Probably Tucker and his lackeys causing mayhem for the hell of it. Arkin and Geralt seem pleased with this, though Arkin does give another glance towards the direction of the hall. Well, I'm hungry. Lunch, anyone? Arkin's eyes light up, and he immediately turns his attention to me. Yes, lunch! His body seems to be vibrating, and his stomach growls. And Geralt gives Arkin some criminal offensive side-eye and then chuckles, rolling his eyes after. I am going to look around and make sure the area is secure. The two enjoy themselves. Geralt turns to leave, but then stops and turns back to me. Finn, would you... He stops. Yes, Geralt? Well, I was wondering if you would perhaps like to accompany me on an outing tonight. Thank you. Geralt was blushing and turning his head away. If you were not interested or otherwise occupied, I will understand. I smile and place a hand on Geralt's shoulder. Of course I would, Geralt. It would be fun, and I was going to try to find a way to spend more time with you and Bjorn anyway. Geralt turns his eyes to look into mine and smiles. He seems to be relieved. Very well, then. Contact me when you are prepared, Finn. I will. I have a few more classes after lunch, and I'll probably want to go home and change. Will 7:30 be fine to meet up? Geralt looks at a nearby clock and tilts his head. The elders allowed us to do research on your realm, and the matter of time has come up, so I learned to read your clocks. The short one is the hour hand, correct? I nod. 30 means 30 minutes into the hour, which is half of the hour, so the big hand needs to be on the 6, yes? I nod again. Arkin also nods, although I have a feeling he has no idea what we're talking about. All right, then. I shall be ready to meet you at 7:30. I laugh and nod once more. Right. See you then. Geralt nods and turns to walk away, swishing his tail. My eyes wander a bit, waiting for his tail to swish enough out of the way to see beneath. Woof. A growling stomach from Arkin's direction snaps me back to attention. I shake away my second stupor of the day. Right. Let's get you that lunch, you ravenous wolf. Arkin laughs and follows behind as I lead the way. Alright, I'll pause it right there, y'all. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout-out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Teresm Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work content, it's as little as $5 already. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!